Good evening folks, and welcome back to another session. This week I've come down to my local, back down to Eastbourne and Langley Point. I'm round about the skate park area and I'm going to give it a fish. Over the last couple of weeks some really good fish been caught. Unfortunately I haven't been able to get out much, but I'm here tonight and we're giving it a go. I've just cast my first rod out now. Baits wise tonight I'm going to be using lug and squid. We'll take a look at that in a minute. I've made up some 2-hook clip down rigs as well. The weather tonight is it's been on and off today, to be fair. It's quite windy. There's a nice chop to the water. It's really nice and mixed up, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to catch some decent fish tonight. That's the plan. So let's have a look at the rigs, what I'm going to be using, and the bait, and then we'll take it from there. Right, so baits wise tonight I've got an absolute ton of lug. I think I've got about 60 lug here, varying different levels of freshness. I've got some fresh, got some wrapped, and then I've got some squid just to complement that as well. Rigs wise I'm going to be using tonight are a 2-hook clip down rig, and we'll pull that out in a minute and I'll show you what it looks like. And I'm using a red grip lead. Right, so my rod is cast out now. I'm just using the one rod tonight, just so I can try and put some more more concentration into it really. I do like running 2 rods, but it does get a bit hectic sometimes, and sometimes when you want to just come out and enjoy the fishing, putting all your effort and concentration into one rod is nicer, to be fair, especially when it's getting colder, the winter's kicking in. Fishing the one rod is going to be the way forward for me. Unless we fish a day session, I might put 2 out on a day session. So yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the water's edge, have a look at the water, just so you can get a rough idea of the kind of conditions that I'm fishing tonight, and then I'm going to show you the rig, and hopefully the fish will turn up and we'll have a good session. Right guys, so it is very windy tonight, very windy. I mean, the sea looks absolutely great. There's a nice chop to the sea, churning up quite nicely. There we go. It looks great. I mean, it looks absolutely awesome. On paper it looks great. Well, practicality we'll have to wait and see, but yeah, it looks great. Right, so the rig I'm using tonight is a 2-hook clip rig. I'm using slightly longer snooze than I usually do. The first one clips down there to a cascade clip. Just using some worm on this one, and then when we get down to the bottom, the second one clips onto the lead at the bottom, which is there. I'm using bait stops as well, with a single sequin. That's the rig there. I've got the bivvy set up as well. Obviously it's getting colder now, and just to have somewhere just to poke away in, is a given. To be honest with you, apart from obviously the rod and the reel and the tripod and that, one of the most important things I carry with me is the bivvy, just because if it does get a bit hairy, rather than packing everything away and running for cover, you can dive into the bivvy and you can keep nice and warm and stuff. So yeah, definitely invest in a bivvy. Doesn't need to be a fantastic one, just one that does the job. I've had this for a couple of years now, could do with a new one soon, but I mean, it does the job. It stands up in the wind and it definitely keeps me warm as well. Right, so my first rig's been out for quite a while now, so I'm going to wind that in and we're going to have a look and check, see what's going on. Fishing the tide down tonight, so we're literally just on the first part of the ebb, and we're going to fish it all the way down to low. That's the plan. Right guys, so we're 4 casts in and not even a single fish yet, so yeah, I don't know what's happening at the minute. Tried to put each cast, I tried casting short and then increasing the distance, just to see if we can try and find where the fish are, and that's the kind of method I'm using. So starting in a little bit close and every time hitting it out a little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further, just to see what we could do. Baits wise is there, so we've got a nice bit of lugworm there, and I just tipped it off with a piece of squid, and that is literally all I'm doing for this evening's bait. Lugworm tipped off with squid. Any of you guys got any suggestions or any tips as to fishing in seas that are quite windy? Drop them in the comments below. Obviously it'll help other people and it'll help me as well. So yeah, just going to keep plugging it out and see if we can try and catch a few fish. Right guys, so I wasn't having much luck at Langney Point, so I've upped sticks and moved to a second location. I've travelled a little bit further on down towards Pevens Bay side. we're going to give it a fish there to fish the remainder of the session. I've got about 2 hours of the session left. I'm still sticking on the same kind of principle with the 2 hook clip down rig, lug tip with squid, just throwing it out pretty close in now, to be fair, to try and pick off a bass. That's what we're trying to get. Yeah, a bit of a difficult one this evening, I won't lie to you. I found this evening quite difficult fishing in the windy conditions. Like I say, if you've got any tips or anything like that, whack them in the comments. That would really help me going forward in the future. But you know, we're just going to give it a go and fish the last 2 hours and see if we can bag something. So that's my view. Rod is patiently sitting still, waiting for some fishtivity, which seems to be lacking over the last couple of sessions at least. I've seen some sessions locally where people have caught loads of fish, but unfortunately for us, it just ain't happened. Right folks, so we're nearing the end of the session. I'll say not much has happened tonight, it's been pretty pants. But you know, these sessions do make us appreciate the sessions that are more busy and filled with more fish. So yeah, this is my last ditch attempt. I'm just going to throw a couple of these into the surf to see if we can snare a bass. A bit of squid on a single pulley rig. Let's see if that will do the trick tonight and get us what we come for. Right guys, so that is the end of this week's session. Yeah, I can't get it really. I think I've lost my mojo. I think that's what it is. I think I need to have a couple of days just to chill out and then give it another shot, because at the moment things ain't been going too great. Definitely tried my hardest tonight. I tried using a variety of small baits to pick off small fish. I also then tried some big baits towards the end of the session just in the surf, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be. But hey, like we said before, these blank sessions do make the sessions where we do catch fish definitely more worthwhile. And hey, you can't catch the fish if they're not in front of you. Hope you have a nice week, whatever you guys are doing. Tight lines, happy fishing, and don't forget to leave a comment and yeah, tell us what you think. If you're fishing around Eastbourne as well, it'd be good to know what you're catching as well. So thanks guys, I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.